y'all. Welcome in, welcome in. Wait to see if I get some of my Gen X family in here. Go ahead and burn a little incense. Y'all jamming to some good music tonight? I believe this energy is Pisces energy. A lot of Pisces energy. I think 5 planets in Pisces right now. It's definitely a different energy than the last Pisces moon because that sucker was intense. So, see if I can turn this so y'all can see the cards. Bear with me here. Let's see, maybe if I move it back. I know I got to get this situated better. If I move it back. Okay. I think you guys can see a little bit. Well, that's kind of far back. I'll hold the cards up to the camera. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Tonight's reading is dedicated to my Gen X family. I had some words come in earlier, and actually it was last week. I had a message for Gen X because I'm Gen X. And so the words that came in is welcome in Gen X kids, love our music kids, black sheep kids, outcast kids, mixtape kids, parachute pants kids. I don't know if y'all remember parachute pants. I do. They were so cool. I wanted a pair. Play outside till the street lights come on kids. Drink from the garden hose kids. Boombox kids. Casey Kasem kids. Y'all remember Casey Kasem? Had to wait to record those songs. Neon kids, Madonna era. Big hair kids. We were the epitome of big hair. But yeah, tonight I wanted to talk about Gen X. We were the kids that were taught, to be seen and not heard. To basically, we felt like we didn't have a voice. We just kind of had to stuff everything down. So a lot of us Gen Xers have taken years to find our voice again. So this video is for you guys. So tonight I'm going to, let's see what decks I'm feeling like tonight. I wish I had like some music decks, That's something I really need to get is a music deck because, being Gen X, we love our music and we love all kinds of music. I mean, that was our world, was our music. And we love to sing and we love to dance. I think I'm going to run with this Sacred Geometry deck. And I'll just roll with it and see what other decks want to be seen tonight. But yeah, so the message, Gen X, was, since we were taught those things, that is the era that we grew up in, our parents learned from their parents, the ancestry goes far back. And a lot of us are the chain breakers. You know, we had to grow up really young, but now I think a lot of us are getting back in touch with that kid, that inner kid. You know, we'll always be a Toys R Us kid. We'll always be the ones that stand out. We'll always be the ones that do things different. You know, we deep down, we know we're the change makers. So let's see, bottom of the deck is prosperity. Anything I pull from the bottom usually represents subconscious, you know, what's in our subconscious. And we have a lot of stuff, especially us Gen Xers, you know, we're older bunch, and there's a lot of stuff we suppressed, you know, as kids, because we felt like, you know, our inner child told us that we would be safe if we kept our mouth shut. You know, we would be safe if we didn't show our true self, because, you know, we got picked on a lot for that. You know, we didn't really feel like we could be ourselves. So we did everything we could to stay out of trouble as far as getting caught, you know. I mean, we were, I guess you would say as kids, we were people pleasers, you know. We just wanted to make everybody happy. We didn't want to make any waves. And we suppressed a lot of emotion. And a lot of us didn't know how to even process or deal with our own emotion. And I feel that's affected a lot of us, a lot of the Gen X collective, because we believe those things that we were told. We believe those things, and what we told our beliefs were is what we believed. So as we got older, we start questioning those things. You know, who are we really? And we want to, you know, most of us are getting back to who we were before we were told those things. You know, what our own beliefs are, not what we were told our beliefs are. And so I feel like that's what a lot of Gen X is facing right now. A lot of Gen Xers, the ones that have started on their awakening path, their spiritual journey, as far as finding their true selves again and loving who they are and appreciating who they are in the space now to where of acceptance. We're in the space of acceptance and knowing that we're worthy of love and we're worthy of all the things that we felt like we didn't get as kids. You know, we're worthy of all of that. And a lot of us know that now. But with this 36 card prosperity, you know, like I said, this underneath for me represents subconscious mind. So whether Gen X is aware of this or not, because everybody's on different parts of their journey. But it says the frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It's funny how that says sing, because most of the Gen X people I know, we sing. We love music. That brings us joy. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. So it's us exploring and knowing that we always have what we need. We're provided for as long as we are authentic, as long as we are standing in our power and we're being true to ourselves. We're not holding our voice. We're not trying to keep everything, I guess you would say, peaceful, not trying to keep everything stuffed down anymore. You know, we're having that, you know, overwhelming feeling. And I don't know about you guys, but ever since that last Pisces moon, if I don't speak how I feel, I start feeling in my throat chakra. Like I feel like I can't breathe if I'm not speaking my truth. I'm not speaking how I feel. And some of you may experience that. So if any of the Gen Xers out there are having throat chakra issues, that's because you're not speaking your truth. If you're trying to do what we were taught as kids, to not make waves and, just kind of just step on eggshells and just brush things over so we don't face any conflict, that'll create throat chakra issues, sore throats, anything involved with, or speaking. Some of you may have laryngitis. Some of you, it can affect your throat chakra in many different ways. But if you're not speaking how you feel and being true to you, it will affect it. Just letting you know. So if you're having anything like that going on and you're thinking it's just like a cold or this, that, and the other, dig a little deeper. Look into it. Because I'm here to tell you, from my own experience, when I realized that I wasn't speaking how I felt, the moment that I spoke how I felt, that went away. So if you start feeling like that, there's something that you need to say so you can be true to you. So I'm going to shuffle and I'm going to see what card comes out for us. Gen X, my brothers and sisters. I love you guys. You are loved more than you know. A lot of us love who we are. The ones that a lot of people don't understand. The card that came out is 26 Empowerment. So we have 36 and 26. You guys can be seeing 3s, 2s, 6s, 2, 3, 6. You can see them on clocks, license plates, gas store signs, grocery store signs, anywhere where there's numbers. Bottom of the deck is a 22, so you guys can be seeing a lot of 2s, divine masculine on the bottom. A lot of the Gen X probably still a little unbalanced, still in more masculine energy than feminine. And we're learning to balance that out. Because a lot of us stayed in masculine energy, especially the feminine group, because as kids, we worked when we were young. We learned responsibilities when we were very young. So that put us in more of a masculine energy instead of the feminine. But yeah, this empowerment card, the frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we all are connected through the same source. That's beautiful. So, as I was drawn to connect with Gen X tonight, I feel that part standing out there, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. Gen X or not, we're all connected regardless. We're connected with all things. A lot of you guys know it. A lot of Gen X are free spirits. We don't want to make waves because, that's what we learned as kids. But we do try to do things different. And that's why a lot of people don't understand us. A lot of people really don't see us because we stay to ourselves. We just take care of our little inner circle. But with this empowerment card, I feel like a lot of us are stepping fully into this power of self-love, knowing that we are worthy of love. We're worthy of our feelings being heard. We're worthy of doing the things that we want to do. And regardless of whether anyone is going to accept that, we don't care. We're not here to people please anymore. We're here to be authentic. And we're here to, create new things, go after our passions, do what we love. So many of us are so creative. A lot of you may be artists, and that can be in any way. Singers, musicians, dancers, ballet, anything that is creative. There's so many things out there that everybody loves to do. Woodworkers, just different stuff. It's creativity. And a lot of us are creative. Gen X, we were outside. We had to be creative. We had to come up with ideas of things to do because we had our music and we had our friends and we had outside. So we had a lot of time outside, which was good because that helped keep us grounded. Of course, we didn't have no clue about that back then, but, it did help us a lot to be outside and to connect. Because I know personally, I had a lot of fun when I was outside because I could be me and listen to music and dance. And, music is everything. It livens me up. I'm sure, I know a lot of Gen X's is like that. I'm going to go ahead and use these two decks. This one is the Soul's Journey, and this one is the Numerology Oracle deck. I'm going to see what else comes out for us. So I'm going to do the Soul's Journey first. I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys can hear me okay. It shows my mic is picking up okay, so hopefully it is. I appreciate you guys. Anybody that's coming in to the live, please hit like, share, subscribe if you feel drawn to do so. Messages. What messages do we have for Gen X? Gen X. Hope you guys are jamming to some good tunes tonight. Okay, acceptance came out, and we did talk about that earlier. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So this is, this is what we've looked back at. Things we've learned along the way. There's lots of stuff, We learned a lot of things, and Gen X is very good at learning the hard way. We were the ones that we want to do things our own way. So we learned the hard way. I feel like also with this acceptance, it's also, letting go of any guilt or any feelings of not being accepted, letting go of that, knowing that doesn't support us anymore, because we are very much loved and empowered because we have self-love. We love who we are, whether we're understood or not. Let's see. One card, please, for Gen X energy. What do we got going on? That Divine Masculine card says frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. Yeah, so I said a lot of us, we've been in Divine Masculine. We've been in masculine energy for probably since we were little, since probably about 7, 8 years old. Some of us younger. Forgiveness. I feel like Gen X, this one has been one that's taken us a little while. With that orange and that blue, we've got sacral chakra, and the blue is throat chakra. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So, a lot of us growing up, we felt like, failures on the bottom of the stack. Some of us did feel like we were failures, but some of us felt we were probably told. A lot of us were told we were failures or that we didn't meet the criteria. A lot of you probably got the I told you so's a lot, you know. But I feel like Gen X now, I feel we've stepped into this forgiveness, knowing that we're not failures. We're not failures because we're different. We're not failures because we do things different than everybody else. But forgiveness, and I said this not that long ago to my daughter, forgiveness isn't for them. Forgiveness is for ourselves, to release that energy. Whatever happened on our journey had to happen to put us where we are today, to bring us back to self. So when we forgive another person, it's because we know that we learned that lesson. It was something that we had to experience to find us again. So when we forgive, it's for us, because then we can let go of it. We don't hold on to it anymore. Like we were taught, in a weird roundabout way. We were taught to stuff down and not talk about it. So in doing so, it created a lot of problems within us, within our mind, body, and spirit. Always being up in our heads, always second guessing ourselves, always questioning our decisions, always questioning who we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it, just, stuff like that. But that's how we were raised, because we were always told in some way, shape, or form that we weren't enough. But we know we are. We know we are now. So by forgiving, we're releasing those cords of attachment to family, friends, anything, anyone. Releasing those cords. And what I mean by cords is the attachment to needing reassurance from another person, to having love from another person. I mean, we have that within ourselves. We have that love for ourselves. We have our own full cup. So in turn, by us forgiving whatever, whoever, and forgiving ourselves, because we're our worst enemies. I mean, Gen X, we beat ourselves up worse than anybody ever could. And we do it for lengthy periods of time. It's like we put our own self through torture. And we do it over and over and over again. But did you ever ask yourself why? I had to ask myself that lots of times. But it's learned behavior. But we know it doesn't serve us. So by us forgiving, letting that go, forgiving ourselves for beating ourselves up, we have stepped into empowerment. A 2 represents a decision. 6 represents equal give and take, or victory. So making a decision to step into true power within self. Like truly loving who we are. And not apologizing for it, but forgiving ourselves for being so hard on ourselves. Accepting the things that we can't change. Past is past. And we understand that there really isn't, even though this card says failure, there isn't really failure. Okay? We know that making a mistake is an opportunity to learn. We know that those things are lessons on this journey back to self. You know, pulling out the weeds, getting down to the root of things so we can let it go. We know that things are not failures. They're just lessons. They're ways for us to learn. And Gen X, we're the masters at learning things the hard way. I'm here to tell you. So let's see what we got for Gen X on this numerology oracle deck. I'm going to start doing more readings like this, though, for Gen X. So I am going to find a music deck. I'm pretty sure there's one out there. Has like Madonna and a bunch of other amazing artists. So I've definitely got to get one for my Gen X people, because we are lovers of our music. Everything we do, we have to have music. That's what drives me so crazy about doing the readings and stuff on here, because I can't jam out my music while I'm talking to you guys. I have to put this in so I can hear music, And a lot of times, when I wake up in the morning, I'll have a song playing in my head, and I'll know that that'll be the channeled song for the day. And then I'll have to listen to it just to see what it's trying to tell me. So if you guys get any songs, when you wake up in the morning, check out that song, whatever it is, because it's probably a message that you need to hear. So entertain it. Check it out. Okay. Bottom of the deck is a 33, which is communication, which is Gemini energy. But like I said earlier, we're in Pisces energy. Pisces like in 5 planets right now. So it's really good energy. It's really good flow energy. So we're allowing all this stuff to flow. Well, that one came right out. Physical activity. Let me see if there's another one that comes out with this. But that's a 67. We've got a couple 6s on the board, like I said. 2s, 6s you may be seeing. 3s, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, there's lots of 2s, 3s, 6s. You guys may be seeing those, like I said. Decisions. 3s are waiting energy. 6, 7. So it's like a progression. That one says physical activity. Some of you may be changing up your routines, going to the gym, doing things to, help you kind of. I feel like a lot of you are elevating, like you want to really do new stuff, because we know that doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity. We know this. We're just kind of stubborn. Gen X, we are. But some of you may be taking on new physical activity practices, basketball, yoga, dance, just whatever's active to you. Let's see if they're going to give me another card. I don't know that they are. One more. Oh, it flew out. Surrender. It's a 91, which equals a 10. Parenting is on the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, some of you guys may be looking at stuff having to do with parenting, our parenting styles, I know me personally, growing up, a lot of us Gen Xers, we chose to raise our kids different. And a lot of us have looked back and like, oh man, trying to do things different. I'm trying to make a change, trying to do the best things. It's not just in the best interest for me, but it's in the best interest for my kids, because we want them to have their best chance. A lot of us Gen X were, when it was time to move out, we were thrown out to the wolves, you know? There was no coddling, no, here, let me help you. No, no. It was do it. Sink or swim. But surrender. I feel like Gen X, a lot of us, we are surrendering to the energy right now. This Pisces energy is very flow energy. You know, the fish, they swim. You know, the yin yang, they swim. And they're, you know, very watery energy, very emotional. Some of you can be emotional at this time. Um, be mindful of communication right now. You know, make sure if you are in an emotional state right now, because Gen X, we have the tendency to speak before we think. Um, so if you have anybody has said anything that maybe, you know, we didn't quite think about before it slipped out of our mouths, which we do sometimes. You know, we all do. We are human. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. You know, some of you, Gen X, are stepping into accepting and forgiving ourselves for, you know, maybe some of the ways that we parented, you know, or some of the ways that we were parented. Actually, I feel like that's what it is. We're releasing any of these ties, you know, finally allowing this to go away, we're letting go of what happened. We're letting go of, you know, feeling like we couldn't communicate, you know, feeling like, you know, physical activity. From this one, I'm getting, you know, feeling like we always have to be doing, go, 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 go. You know, that could be physical activity as well, you know, because that's very much a pattern of Gen X, you know, because that's how we were taught. We were taught that if you weren't doing something, if you weren't, you know, busy 24/7, that you were lazy. I mean, that's what we were told. But do we believe that? That's what we're looking at right now. And we're surrendering to that. We're saying, no, I surrender. I give up. I don't believe that crap. I forgive. I forgive. I'm letting it go. And some of you may be communicating this to someone, or you may just be communicating it to yourself, saying, you know what? That's it. I'm accepting the fact. What does this say? I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Because we've all learned along this path and this journey that the only ones that we can change are ourselves. Can't change anybody else. No matter how hard we try. And Gen X, we try. We tried so hard. You know, we love to help. We would give so much of ourselves. Meanwhile, we would totally neglect ourselves at the same time, but give so much to another person. You know, and there's nothing wrong with giving, and we know this, but we know there has to be balance because we've explored this theory and we know that we can't run ourselves into the ground anymore because it pays a toll on health. It pays a toll on everything in our lives. If we're giving so much of ourselves to everybody else, there's nothing left for us. So then we're worn out, beat down. and just mood goes down, everything. And we know this. We know this. So Gen X, allow this energy to flow, this Pisces energy. I see so many like circles on this, which reminds me of the yin yang. It reminds me of the fish. Allow the forgiveness for you. Know in your heart that we are not failures. We're not. We're not going to go. We are going to do things for ourselves as far as working out and all that, and yoga and Tai Chi and everything, anything that has to do with physical activity. We're going to do that, but we're going to start doing things for ourselves as well. We're going to balance this energy out. That's why I feel this surrenders here in the middle. We've got purple, which is crown chakra. We've got red, which is your root chakra, which is where we hold a lot of trauma. Gen X, a lot of us have had some significant root chakra issues. But I feel like a lot of us, as we communicate, as we communicate our truth of who we are and how we feel, then we will get the energy of surrender. Saying, you know what? I know I'm deserving. I'm loving. I love myself. I forgive myself. I've accepted that, what's happened has happened in my life. I've learned from those things. I'm going to take those lessons with me, but I'm releasing the attachment to that. I'm releasing those feelings of not being accepted. I'm releasing those feelings of being told I was lazy. I'm releasing those feelings of not communicating my truth, not feeling like I had a voice. I'm releasing that because I'm not a failure. I am beautiful and amazing. I am going to speak my truth. And I'm going to step into my power. I'm going to push forward, even though I'm in masculine energy. But I'm going to balance that out. Because we balance out the masculine energy by incorporating the feminine. The feminine is more the nurture side. So by nurturing ourselves, forgiving ourselves, accepting the things that cannot be changed, and understanding all of these things about ourselves. Like I said, Pisces energy is water. It's a lot of flow energy. So a lot of you may be feeling a lot more relaxed and laid back with this energy. Some of you may not. It depends on where you are, but on your healing path, whether you've looked at some of the deep stuff. But I feel like whoever I'm talking to tonight, energetically, on this live, this will resonate some way, shape, or form. If it doesn't resonate now, might rewatch the video in a couple days. I mean, sometimes this depends on, like I said, where you are on your journey. This video can resonate with you a year later. I've had videos like that with certain readers. Videos that were made a year ago resonate with me now because we're all on different parts. Because time is different. There's different timelines. But I feel like for Gen X, I mean, the majority of us, this was a big one for us. Wasn't it? It was how we were raised. Yeah, it made us tough. It made us resilient. It made us not give up. I mean, come on, Gen X. We should give ourselves a pat on the back. We're a pretty amazing group. And as long as we accept ourselves for who we are, honestly, a lot of Gen X, we don't bother anybody. But we're learning to stand up for who we are. We're learning to allow ourselves to be ourselves, to step out of that box and say, you know what? That's not me. You know, whatever was told to me when I was growing up is not me. And that's why a lot of us choose to do things different. Parent our kids different. We live our lives different. We're not going to be in the box anymore. It doesn't serve us. And we know it. So, Gen X, my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Know that you are worthy of love. You are so powerful, so strong. You guys are an amazing group. And we know whatever we put our minds to, we can do. We are so creative and amazing. We have so much energy to make changes. And come hell or high water, we're going to do it. Because that's who we are. Stubborn. But we're very loving people. So, this is for my Gen X brothers and sisters. I love you guys. Have a beautiful evening, Gen X. Jam out to some good music. I don't know, I'm having a little nostalgia tonight. Probably go jam out some 80s music. Have a great night. Thank you guys for your likes, shares, and subscribes. I hope to see you again soon. Good night.